again motivate myself or like remind myself that I have to do this work because I still have school. Like I'm still in school, so not doing my work is like
Mhm.
not an option. So it's just being at home just makes it more harder. And I'm not gonna lie, you know those restaurants that I still like doing like dining. I still do go out from time to time, just to be honest,
Mhm.
just to keep myself lively because when you're at home all day, it's really the struggle out here. Like
Right.
I'm just sitting there, it's like nothing to do. I remember before we could go out and there's a lot of restaurants. Like we have this one street in Buffalo called Elmwood. And you could just go to any restaurant you want. Cheap, cheap, it's cute and everything. Got the little umbrella. You and your friends, you feeling all bougie because they put your orange juice in
Yeah.
a glass cup. Like, now you telling me I can't go nowhere and I got school on top of that. I'm like, I need something to like debrief or like
Right.
just to get away from school a little bit. And I don't see my friends every day besides the ones I live with. Like, it's kind of
Mhm.
boring. It's really boring. It's just it's motivation. So I mean, I do go outside with my mask on and the gloves just to be safe. But
Mhm.
it's kind of a risk. But you got to see where I'm coming
Yeah.
from because it's really the struggle out here.
That's true. Yeah, for me, well, I just like you said, motivation is like a very big factor. Um, when I was coming to sister, like to be honest, if school wasn't like if they opened school, I would have just taken a year off because staying at home and doing school work, I I can't do that. It's just too much for me. I like to be in a quiet environment, I like to be in the field of school, but just to be home with a bunch of people making noise here and
Please.
there, but it's just not
You're telling me
working
I
for
live
me.
with
So I
like
said,
five other people.
I know. So I was just like, well, if Binghamton is not reopening for the fall semester, then I'm taking a year off because I can't do this at home. And this is like a new thing for me, starting a new major and stuff like that. I have no idea about it. So
Right,
home wouldn't have been like so helpful. But thankfully they reopened and here I am.
right,
Well,
right.
it was it was hard because I love my things to be like in person. I love stuff to
Hands
remember
on.
stuff. I hands on,
Yeah.
yeah. The online thing really is not for me to like adapt. I had to like make online friends so that I'll be texting them
Not the
maybe.
online friends.
I mean, everything is online now. You can't really be missing. So online friends like, hey, what's going on? Am I missing anything? What have you been doing for today? To see if I'm on track or I'm not missing
Right.
anything. And I just be texting my professors. I try to be like in or build like
Yeah.
more a relationship with them. So
Nah, but the
to them,
professors are wicked. Sorry to cut you off. But like I had to just point that out real quick because some professors, like for example, my professor, we have like lab, but because of the pandemic, like I can't take care of my kids no more. So like imagine you can't
hmm
take care of your kids and your professor is sending you a game to play and your score
yeah,
is your grade. Like I'm playing a
wow,
whole kids game. Like I changed the diaper on the game. I had to like birth
hmm
the baby on the game. Like what do you and then I would get like my computer would start acting up, and this game is like so old. It's probably like a 2003 game, and I'm playing it now, and I can't like screenshot my thing and send in my grade. So I get a zero for not turning in my work. But you sent me to
hmm
play a game. I'd
hmm
rather do an essay at that point. Like they really
right,
wilding out here. It's really bad. It is really bad. But
yeah.
we move.
We that was about to be my next question. I wanted to say that do you feel like you were supported family, teachers? Like do you feel the support from them? Because college is not easy. And to balance college with COVID, like a lot of people are going through high levels of stress. Like if you check the internet, like the number of like surveys and like researchers are conducting, like a lot of college students are like struggling to go through this. So do you feel like you were getting all the support to go through college amidst COVID?
I mean, from my family, yes. But from the professors, no. Because they think that the world is perfectly normal and that because I'm home, it's easier to do all my work because I have
Hmm.
nothing to do. I mean, half the time, now that I'm kind of working, kind of not working, I fake do have time, but I don't have as much time as they would want me to have. So, like, they
Hmm.
be bombarding me. I remember, like, oh my gosh, I finished my assignment, and at 1 o'clock in the morning, this professor want to be putting everything online, like on Blackboard. And you know, Blackboard notifications, when they come,
52
pop, pop, pop.
notifications,
Yeah.
right?
What you thought this was? I finished my work at 12, and you now sending me another assignment to do, bro. I'm gonna sleep. I'll take the zero, cause no, I'm not a no. Like you're not about to try to put all the work in like I'm in regular school. Like we have a time, and they don't give you enough
Hmm.
time to unless you ask. That's
That's
another
true.
thing. You send an email, like communication is terrible. They at home too. You guys are at least getting paid. I'm over here
Hmm.
struggling, thinking of dropping out every day, and you're over here making my life harder. Like, nah, it's not been easy at all. It seems like I'm exaggerating, but this is fake how it is to people out there that think,
Hmm.
you know, oh, just study hard. Like my mom said, just study hard. You got this. Like, I'm really struggling. It's not study hard. There's a lot of factors that go
There's
into it.
more, right? There's more to do than just study hard.
Just study hard.
It's not easy. I'd say
Not
that, yeah, my family has been supportive too, especially my mom. She's always
right.
checking up, how is things going. And some of the professors here at my school are so helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Like they give you things in bits so that you can, because they know that it's not
That's it.
easy. And for the major that I'm in, most of the things that you have to do in practice hands-on before you grab most of the concept. But now you have to do simulations online. Everything is just online. And they're also like, "Oh yeah, we know what you're doing. We got you. We're gonna get through this together." And the
Nah, for
next moment,
real. Mm-hmm.
you see them bombarding you with homeworks and stuff, and I'm like, "You told me we're gonna get through this together. So where's this
Bro, they be lying to us. They lying to us. They lying to us.
going?"
Cause I'm really out here struggling.
Yeah, it's really a struggle. Like things are different. Your classroom, you get to meet other people. Group project is more interesting because you got them together. But group projects now online. Just watching people's face. Be tired of screen time.
It's
To
not
me,
been, yeah. It's not the same.
yeah,
Like I remember I had
it's
to
just
present
hard.
my. Oh, sorry. I had to present some project and like doing it. It's like the same energy you use in a classroom is what they expect you to
Mhm.
use like on a screen. So like I'm presenting my project and like halfway through I'm just like I can't do this no more. I had to log out.
Mhm.
It was annoying because I'm holding my board and then I'm trying to like explain what I'm trying to do. For all of that, you should have just told me to do a PowerPoint instead of
Mhm.
like actually getting a board and putting my colors on. And I'm not even showing it to no kids. So like because my major is early childhood. So like it's not like the kids are seeing it. So what's the point of me struggling, holding my board, trying to say this is for this is sensory motor, this is this motor and all. Like it was just nah. It's just not
Hmm.
worth it.
Yeah, I
I
know.
would have dropped out too. I feel you. I would have took a year off. If it wasn't for my
Oh,
parents.
yeah. I had that plan out.
Yeah.
Like, we got sent home in like March, right? So, and I was
Yeah.
about to graduate from my 2 years. So I was like, oops. If next by September, if they're not making any plans for us to go, then I'm just taking a year off because, well, I know, and yeah, you can adapt, you can, find your way out, but it's just not for me. I can't do it. So I was like,
Not for
I
no.
want to take a year. Thankfully, they reopened school. I mean, there are restrictions and all stuff like that, but I'm still in, which is a good thing because I am getting the environment I need. Yeah, it's better if I wear max library than just to be home and trying to like block all the
Mhm.
nonsense coming
You don't gotta
coming
sugarcoat
from.
it. Why you think I'm here? Like I mean, sometimes I have my roommates, they're pretty loud, but like now that I've told them I lock the door and everything, like I'm in my own space, in my own
Yeah.
room. It's nice to like be by
Space
myself
is
a little
really
bit.
like it's so important, like to have your own personal space where you can do your
Literally.
stuff. Yeah. I have a question coming in here from
Hmm.
Auntie Renee says sometimes I want online school. Auntie Renee, can you tell us why? Auntie Ursula said, Miranda, you take school. No, I did not. I plan to, if because I plan
Oh
if
no.
we weren't allowed to go back to school, if we were supposed to do everything online, then a year of school. But I did not take a year of school. I'm still in school. Hope that answers an Auntie Ursula. Um, I have a lot of friends, or yeah, I have been. I love the remote classes. I feel like it's more easier, and I love the online classes more. Well, how about you, Kezia? Do you think that being online has more easier or tougher? Yeah.
I mean, online, like you see, I'm using my laptop. Half the time, if my teacher says to turn on my camera, I have to be attentive. But if the teacher doesn't say anything, I'm knocked out behind the camera. Like I'm
Oh
sleeping.
my God.
I'm being honest. I don't be sitting there listening to them talk for like 2 hours, and like all they're doing is literally talking and talking. I mean, I have a screen recorded on my phone sometimes, but it's not like I ever look
Hmm.
back at it. So it's just I prefer like going to class, so at least I'm moving, and like I usually sit in the front in the middle of my class because half the time I can't see, but I could pay attention more if I'm like sitting right in front of the teacher and the teacher is talking to professor is talking to me. So it's just more convenient. And at least like,
Mm,
in terms of like turning in late assignments and like, stuff like that. Sometimes we have too many assignments and you have a class in person, you could turn in the assignment like at campus. And if you miss office hours, you could be like, oh, you wasn't there during your office hours, so like I'll turn my
yeah.
assignment tomorrow. This one is clipped.
Hmm.
Like you can't do that. Like if it's due at 12 a.m., that site shuts down and that's it. Either you turned it in or not. So I really miss like in person classes. Even if I didn't like
Yeah.
school, at least in person was better, you know?
Yeah. I'm just impressed too, like the professor just, well, for some of my class, I just, I thank God they're online because even if we have to go in person, like,
Mm-hmm.
the number of notes that we have to take, I don't even think I could have grabbed all that there because I would go to class and like they have to post the video or the recording again. So you have to rewatch too much for you to get in one sitting. So it has to be like a
Right,
repetition. But once you have the video online, you can just play like maybe if there are five different videos, you can get two of them in one sitting. So you can come back and watch the remaining videos. But yeah, also um, some classes I just wish they were in person because the online
yeah,
thing is just not for me. Yeah,
yeah, I feel
it's a
you.
lot.
Especially for majors that are like mine, for example. Like, we started out so strong with the kids. Like, I miss my children. It was so fun, and you actually see like what you're learning. So it's
Mm-hmm.
it's more cool than like just doing a simulation online. Like I know how to change diapers, obviously. So why am I doing a simulation online on how to change diapers? Or
Right.
like how to birth a baby?
Mm-hmm.
Because I like more babies than things. So like I kind of lowered my major a little bit. So like birth to grade 2. So yeah, like I haven't met the second graders yet because the whole pandemic, and like my babies probably don't even know me no more. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you build a connection for no reason. I got so attached to these
Right.
kids. It was so bad. Like, I was fake depressed. I was mad sad. I miss my kids. It was
Yeah. And for
fun.
some,
It was too much.
you said that you're able to like attend your kind of and probably even sleep through classes.
Oh,
But some
yeah.
of my class, most of my classes, you can't do that. Camera have to be on. Like if the class start at 8, you have to even think like like just the way you'll be going to class. Like I have to wake up at 7, get dressed because they will be looking at you the whole like my professor would just point out, Miranda, you just woke up. And you because yeah,
First
I
of
don't know
all,
how they do that, but like they be so on point. So like you have to get up and your camera has to be on the whole time. You can't turn it off. Even if you're going to use the bathroom, it's still on. You just leave the camera. You have to get up, be dressed in your uniform. So yeah, some people have the advantage of being able to talk, but it doesn't really work for me. For yeah, you have to turn your camera on, and like it's just the sense of work. And even I feel like it's more with this quarantine. Yeah, that I have to
that's
be in lab every day.
I don't know how you do it because me, nope, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
I just can't because, especially like if you're telling me to like keep my camera on and like I'm gonna look at the camera, but I don't want to go like and then I start and then and then the person's looking at me, and my classmates are like, "Yo, she's knocked out." It's like they're gonna look at me
Go get some
crazy.
coffee.
I mean, I've honestly tried coffee, but I don't know if it
Mhm.
works for me as it should, or maybe it
Oh,
works,
I love
or I'm
coffee.
telling myself it works.
Mm,
I, don't,
I love coffee.
I know
Like
you
it
love
helps me
coffee.
get through the day. Like I've become so like I don't want to, but yeah, like if I don't drink coffee in the morning or like for one day, I just can't like just on stuff. I just be like all over the place.
I
It
mean, it
really works for
depends.
me.
Coffee's just I don't know what it does because when I drink it, I'm still sleeping through it, which is not okay.
Mm,
But we gotta work on that. We gotta work on that. We're getting
right.
better. I'm more awake now,
Hmm.
as you can see. And honestly, I've been like changing up my wig game. So like when I have my wig, I feel more hyper. Cause when you look
Hmm.
good, you're over here like, ooh, and then you flipping your hair and everything. It's like, I have to look awake. So put on the wig. I said, I'm gonna do this today. Wake up,
Hmm.
got my wig on. That's why I texted you last night, like, bro, put I put my wig on
Yeah,
now
yeah.
because
That's for you. Hmm.
you gotta give yourself a
Yeah.
a wake up boost.
I'm saying for like last semester, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait. I can't wait to go to like actual practice so I can practice on and stop doing
Right.
things on my mannequin because they're not live in my pulse on the mannequin. Like, how do you feel? You just have to act like you're doing it, but you really can't feel
Nah,
the
for real.
challenge. And this semester, well, we've had the opportunity to go to like
Mhm.
practice and labs, and I don't want to say I wish everything was online because I love it, but it's like we have some which is like an hour or an hour 20 minutes drive away, and it's start at like a.m. So you have to be there at 6:50. So I have to wake up at 4 a.m. and just and week two is long. It's just a long day, and it's tiring.
Yeah.
I mean, it's helpful you practice like I've been saying and like get grab more concept, but like it's hard. Like
Right.
waking up, then you have to be in the setting with your N95 and nose mask again, and your shield.
Nah.
It's a lot in this
I
heat.
mean, honestly, for all of that, like every nursing student's starting salary should be like 120,000 and up, because it's ridiculous what you guys be going through. Because like I'm just teacher. Like it kind of makes sense, like the difference between salaries and stuff. But
Hmm.
for you guys, nah. This like the whole pandemic that just effed everybody up. Like it really messed everybody up a lot. Like you guys over here going to class at 5 a.m., having to stay up and stuff like that, whilst we're
Yeah.
just sleeping through classes, putting stuff together. Like okay,
Hmm.
this could be like my a safety hazard, for example. So like if my teacher tells me what is a safety hazard to kids, I just pull this out, and then it'd be like the child could eat it, and that's my grade.
Mm.
That's it.
Wow.
That's basically it. But even then, besides like the written assignments that make my life miserable, everything else is pretty much simple.
And I
Other
think
than like,
I'm gonna switch here because
oh no, girl, be a nurse.
I'm
Do your
gonna start
thing.
teaching too.
I mean, you
Yes,
have to have a lot of patience for it too. You know,
that's true.
it's not easy, but it's fun.
That's true.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
enjoy that stuff. Enjoy being a nurse or whatever you're trying to do.
I have a question from Auntie Earth that she said, what's your view on online stress and how you coping with the stress?
Online stress is real to those of you that think that, we just study hard and we're just being lazy.
I
Because
know.
I was at home and like I just told my professor that I didn't have no Wi-Fi at home. Even though I did, I just couldn't. Because I know Praise is gonna, my little sister Praise is gonna come through the camera back and forth. Kezia, I want milk. Kezia, I need help. Kezia, Kezia, Kezia. And then you got Jude in the background watching his show. And then, my grandma, she likes Adum radio and everything, trying to keep connection to Ghana. And how am I supposed to focus in that type of setting? Like, it's just loud. And then, when it hits like 12 p.m., they do prayers at church and, on the phone line. I'm not trying to blow my mom out, but she's pretty loud. So, like, I'm trying to be in class and all of this is happening at once.
Going
Sometimes I
on
can't even
you.
sit there. Huh?
I
Like, I
know.
can't do that. I just can't. And then they'd be like, oh, I never see you in class. Why do you think you don't see me in class? Because I'm making bad noise. And I can't focus. So even if I'm in class, I wouldn't even be able to hear what I'm supposed to hear anyways. So,
Yeah.
I'm just like, whatever. I told my professor I didn't have no Wi-Fi and it wasn't possible that I could come
Hmm.
to class. So yeah, I just be sitting there.
At home, like when we went for break, like I
Right.
was taking a winter class. I had to while they were asleep. So like whilst
Hmm.
everyone is asleep, and I have to wake up and be watching my video. That was
Right.
online. It was an online winter class. I had to take it just to reduce my workload during the main semester.
Right.
So and then whilst they're awake and I'm trying to sleep, and well, I'll rather sacrifice than my schoolwork. So yeah, it's just hard.
Not easy.
And all
It's too
real
much load.
thing. Like last semester in school, oh my god, I couldn't even. I don't know how I did it. Like say, I thank God because like it was a lot for me. Like Big, saying I'm new here. It's harder here because it's yeah
Hmm.
the one best senior school or whatever they call them. So it's harder, and
Right.
nursing is making it more harder. I'm like, why am I going through this? Like, you can be studying and like your grades are not even like reflecting like
Right.
the amount of study that you put in. And I'm like, what is going wrong? I can like sit the whole night and be crying out like, what am I doing wrong? I'm
Oh,
studying, I'm doing all this, and
nah, it's not your fault.
I just be mom like. This thing is not working for me. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. But usually, I just kept on. I just keep talking to my professor. Sometimes I can just go into office hours and just start
Right.
crying. And my professors are like, "Yeah, I get it.
Miranda,
It's good. It's gonna be okay."
I'm
And
weak.
I had this professor. She's like, "Oh my God, I love her. Like she was so helpful because for me, crying is a mechanism. If anything, I just cry,
And it's
and
not
after
okay.
crying, I feel much better. Like people are crying, but like,
Crying though?
yeah, that's how I cope. Like.
That's a little much.
I mean, you're not gonna. The problem is not gonna be solved from
Hmm.
crying or whatever. But I just feel
Right.
relaxed after calm after crying because I
We gotta
release the
change that.
emotions out. Huh?
We gotta change that because crying, like, I'm gonna be looking at you
Yeah, I'm
like,
a
bro,
cry.
just
I'm a
stop.
crybaby.
No, that is not
I just
okay.
go. I
Okay.
just text my professor. Professor, can I talk to you? I just go online and I just start crying. I'm like, oh.
I
And then
mean,
after
that
like
looks
she
like it's
talks
good
to me
sympathy.
and I get calm, like I go back to do my stuff. So because like you know how people, I don't
Hmm.
like to be like a lot of stuff. I'm stressed every day on my WhatsApp status. I'm stressed. Facebook stress. Like it's
I
really
feel you.
not helpful. So I just try to. I don't do this with just myself, but like I try to help myself
Right.
before I reach out to other people to help. I'll call my friends and be like, can you distract me for a little bit? Can you like talk to me? Can
Right.
you make say things that make me listen? So I took like a social media break like last
Mm-hmm.
semester, and it was really hard. I just logged out WhatsApp,
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, and I just had Snapchat because I like to take videos of me.
We
So
know you.
I just couldn't
We see you.
delete that app. So I just left that part and
Mm-hmm.
really helpful. I downloaded some movies just like to take a break. When I take a break, I just want because that and it really helped me
Right.
a lot. So stress is a if you're going through stress, know that you're not the only person. Like it's
Right.
everywhere. A lot of us are going through. Thing I can also help you is that don't try to like overload yourself or overwhelm yourself with stuff. It's a lot. Take everything like bit by bit, and you're gonna get through it. I started doing that last semester, and it was really helpful. I like to get
Yeah.
things done on time or even way ahead of time. So sometimes I like myself and I'm like, oh my god, I have to do this, I have to do this, and it's just making
Yeah.
me more stressed. So I have to like stop and write it down and like I go through the day and I just like check things off just one by
Right.
one and overwhelm myself, overwhelm myself with a lot of stuff. So yeah, I would say if you're going through stress, I know that they're like you know how in school they have
Mm-hmm.
free sessions going on that you can go on and
Oh yeah.
really, yeah. So if you feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you are and like that, you can just hop on. And the professors, they're like, not the professors, but like those sessions, they're like really good to help you de-stress and stuff like that. Also, like take some stresses that it's not too hard. So if you're doing this major that you have to take 3 class, get an additional like maybe dance class. So you just go there and release some
Right.
stress or
Something fun. Right.
something
Right.
fun that don't if
It's
you
true.
have additional elective to take, don't go for the hard stuff. I don't do that. I try to take
I don't do that
classes
too.
that are classes that are more easier. So like I
Yeah.
come back from my tough classes, I'm like, oh good, I have a class to like help me de-stress and I don't have much to
Right.
worry about.
Easy grade, you know. Don't
Hmm.
stress yourself over some.
Don't stress yourself
Just
over
don't
it.
do it.
Yeah,
Like try to take
yeah.
anthropology and the rest. Like, what is anthropology?
No,
Go dance.
go
Being silly.
dance. Like yeah, you
For
could
real,
get
I
and
felt
they
that.
can really help with your GPA. It's all credit dance class. So you just go there and
Right.
dance, just
Yeah.
be Bryson, it's fun.
You getting a grade to be happy. Like, look at that.
Hmm. Right. Um, I have a question from Facebook people. Good job.
Mm.
They said online school has come to stay.
Yeah.
You think so?
First of all, whoever's saying that, please, that's bad energy. Stay far away. Cause no, it's not. I refuse to finish my last 2 years or 4 years or whatever amount of years I have in online. Cause honestly, if that's the case, you guys gotta start praying. Cause I will drop out. Because online school, like, it really took a toll. Like, I really underestimated being in person till online school came in. I was
Mm-hmm.
oh no, it was just terrible. I was just like, man, I was really in school. Sometimes I don't feel like going to school, like going to class, but like I would go anyways because I have to, and it's my grade and attendance. But now you're telling me online school has to stay, and I could really stay up on my online class. So imagine saying that has to stay. Like, please, can you guys pray harder? Pray with me because I refuse to go to school if it's online again. Also, I'm gonna keep taking semesters off till I graduate because it's hard. It's
Yeah.
not as easy as I would like it to be. And for somebody like me who doesn't like school necessarily and who does, believe school is a scam, we could talk about that later. But you're telling me that now online classes now I have to stay there and like watch my professors every day. Now, what's the point of being a teacher then if I can't even see my students? Like,
Hmm.
you know, and and if I graduate too. Like, now I'm looking for a job. You're telling me like the first day I meet my students is gonna be online. Like, picture day, my first picture
Yeah.
day. It can't be online. It just can't be online. It has to be in person. It's just not
Yeah.
right.
Hmm.
I mean, we can work it out through the mask and keeping it clean. Like we can work it out. But please don't say that is online school where to stay. That's really bad energy. That really hurts my
Well,
heart.
I think that they're just like acting. They just know what you think. But I think that it's really hard to like to picture
Hmm?
few years. I feel like because this COVID thing is really a big deal, and people, it's gonna take time for people to be comfortable around like people with no mask like that. Probably
I mean, that's
that
true.
after like there are larger dose of vaccines that everyone can take them, so we know that there's vaccines with. If not, then I think that online school will really be a part of us for time, which
Oh no,
I don't like at all, but I really can't do much about it. COVID, I hate COVID.
the devil's
Like,
a liar,
yeah.
bro. The devil's a
Hmm.
liar. It's not. I mean, all we could do is pray at this point, and I don't know. I really don't know what to say about that because if
Hmm.
that's really like a thing, then I might as well just move to another country where it's like calm and start a new life where COVID
Hmm.
is not as bad. I don't know. I just don't want it to like affect school because, like I said, I already don't like school. So if COVID stays any longer, like I'm already thinking of not getting a master's. Imagine bachelor's. Like we're all
Hmm.
struggling. No, it's a lot. But, our dear parents and our lovely family members don't understand. It's okay though. We see you.
Another question from Facebook Live.
Hmm.
Auntie said we make online school more fun or like interesting.
I mean, how do you make it more? I mean, if you have like a silly class like mine, we really pull pranks on our professor. Like we really just be doing
Asleep.
jump stuff. Cause we not about to be there for 2 hours and not just listen. So like last time we all I don't know if you've seen this trend on TikTok, but is this song and like you had to go like that and like disappear from the camera and we just never came back up for like 5 minutes and our professor was like
No.
just stand at like looking at the camera like, are you guys good? Where is everybody? Looking mad confused and we're all just giggling in the background. Like it was funny. It was funny. It was funny. Cause like especially
Hmm.
like when we know we have a test coming up now because we didn't have time and wasted the time in the class, the test was moved. So I mean, you just gotta, if your class is like fun like that, just play a prank on your professor. I mean, not that it's okay for everybody, but like for my class, it works like that because it's not as serious as other classes. I mean,
Hmm.
that's literally what we did. Or if you don't
Yeah.
have to pay attention too much, just play music in the background, whatever makes you happy, or try to be awake at least.
Hmm. I feel like I'm taking more like breaks. It's also like helpful
Okay.
to like if we have 3 hour class, we need to like probably take break after every like 30 to
Mm-hmm.
45 minutes because sitting down just watching the screen is just tiring itself. That's
It is, especially when it's not
yeah.
interesting. Like it's not like you're watching
Hmm.
TV. It's not the same. That's another thing.
Hmm.
My dad would be like, "Oh, you could sit on the Instagram for 3 hours, but you can't sit in class for 3 hours." And I'm like, first of all, Instagram got hair, nails, makeup, weddings. My teacher is just talking about how should I hold a baby and how should I not tell my student that this and that. Like that's the difference. And I already know what I'm doing. Well, I
Hmm.
feel like I know what I'm doing. So like it's not the same.
The last time
Like
I saw
watching.
this, I saw this meme on like, well, I think WhatsApp, like me
Mhm.
reading through 900 pages of a PDF PowerPoint or for lecture class. That's so boring. But like reading two people arguing and like Instagram comments, like 900, but
Right.
you can
We
read
be
that.
in
You
the
can
comments.
just read that
Nah,
and be
fuck that.
laughing. But when it comes to like sitting down in schoolwork, it's just like boring. Like, oh my god, I just want to sleep.
Learning is not fun. It's not. But they don't make it fun enough for me to like it
Hmm.
because it really gets boring. It gets repetitive, and I'm just like, I'm still reading this. Oh my gosh, it's taking forever.
Hmm.
900 pages. Imagine. Meh. It's okay.
Professor Francis said, so with online classes, what have group discussion and seeking for assistance like TAs? Well, group discussion still goes on. We still get assigned like group projects, like create
Oh yeah,
like a group account or whatever, and then you communicate or and set a time that you all can meet
right,
on Zoom and discuss your project. It's hard because like everyone's like time is different, and some
right.
people so they can work in this time frame than yours. It's just hard going around it. Well, for me,
What's a
I
group?
haven't had any TAs for any class. They're just my professors. So yeah, you guys still have group projects, right?
I mean, yeah,
No.
but the thing with ours is that no offense, no offense, no offense to anybody that's a TA out there. Okay, let me switch my word. They're they're not as helpful as
Okay.
they should be. I wanted to say
Mm-hmm.
useless, but I didn't want to sound rude because sometimes the TA is just as worse as the professor.
Hmm.
So when it comes to group projects, it's just like you might as well figure it out on your own. Like don't even stress yourself on asking the TA because half the time she or he don't know, and then your professor is taking forever to respond, and then the time the professor responds, the project is almost due. So it's just like you just have to figure it out on your own. You just gather your friends. Hopefully you guys have a same schedule, and that's another thing too. Because some of them work, we have to meet like 1 o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning or like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh
Like
wow.
yeah, because they all work and stuff, and it's not easy. And then sometimes I'm home all day, sometimes I'm not home all day. So like for those of us
Mm-hmm.
that do work, it's kind of like weird. So 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, we have to like sacrifice our sleeping time or time that we keep for ourselves to like do this project because we're not getting help from anywhere else. And if we don't do it too,
Mm-hmm.
it makes it look like we're irresponsible. And you know how professors be, you didn't do the
Yeah.
assignment, blah blah blah. Like, all right, that it's just it doesn't work out as much as I want, especially with like teachers assistants
Mm-hmm.
and all. It don't. I'm sorry, guys, you're not helpful,
Oh yeah, I've had a lot of stories about like TAs, and I thank God like I have
bro. They're
no
real. They're real.
TA. Yeah.
They're real. So what? Like you're a whole TA. At least it's like the professor's second hand man. Like,
You're supposed
what
to
are you really
assist.
doing?
That's right.
Thank you. You're getting paid for no reason. Then, excuse me to say, because we're over here struggling. I can ask you a question you don't even know the answer. So what are you really doing as a TA? You just being a TA to be a TA? Like,
Mm-hmm.
bro, don't piss me off. They get me tight.
Okay. Pastor
Mm-hmm.
Francis said, I believe we have to adjust ourselves for the online schooling. And Mr. Nana Harrison is here watching with us. Thank you. He said, to the question, does online school come to stay? He said, yes. My students are refusing to come
Wow.
for in-person class. Most of them prefer Zoom. Which students are those?
First of all, they're not okay. They're missing out.
Wow.
They're missing. Wow. That's bad energy. That's you guys gotta stop that for real. I'm really upset because I really want everything to go back to normal, and I don't want to finish my
Go back
last year of
home.
college
I know.
like I don't want to have a Zoom graduation. Like I came to Buffalo, and I'm thinking of like getting a nice big coach bus and riding like my whole family to Buffalo for my graduation. We're not about
Yeah.
to do no Zoom graduation.
No Zoom. Mm-mm.
I want to wear that hat. I want you guys to see me turn my tassel. Like, what are you talking about? Is that okay?
Mhm.
Honestly, I just
I
be
feel
praying
the
because nah.
same. I believe so too. That we must make the best out of it. Until it changes, we must still get good grades regardless of the situation. The professors still expect assignment to be completed with after exam. Hmm.
I mean, at that point, what do I say?
When
We're trying.
when the demand is higher than like the supply given, they're expecting so much, but like they're not willing to put
Yo,
in a lot of support for us. Okay,
nah,
all this by
support
myself.
is not real. Right. You're doing this by yourself. Literally, nobody's there for you but you. And if you don't take it upon yourself too, that's also a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Especially those students that, the ones that come with a bunch of stress and everything, that act like they're the only ones struggling. Like, I'm struggling too, sis. I feel you.
Right.
It's
Right.
not easy. It's not.
Yeah,
I mean,
one
as
thing
for
I
good
keep saying
grades,
to
yeah.
myself, it's like I'm not the only person doing on this online thing. The whole
Right.
world, everyone is just
It's not
doing it.
just
So
you. So that's good,
adjust.
good.
Well,
Right.
yeah.
I feel you.
Hmm. So what would you like COVID has taught you? What kind of lesson has I know we don't like it. There has been like a struggle for all of us, but I'm sure that there's at least one lesson that we have learned from this COVID situation and the pandemic. And if so, what would that be?
Um, okay, in terms of like, COVID has taught me a lot of things actually. Okay, so like,
Mm-hmm.
by the time I've been here, it told me like, next time, well, if there is a next time, if I ever do go back to school, that I should value in person classes once again, because I was really in my dorm when I knew I had class in 5 minutes. But the building was right there, so I'd be like, well, whatever. I just go late. But
Mm-hmm.
now that I'm on Zoom and stuff, it's not the same. So I really should have like took advantage of that. That should have been like my highest grades ever before we got to online. And then like being home and stuff, like it's taught me I can't be home and study. That's one thing. I just can't do it. It's not gonna work as well. And like having my own space is very important. So, I always need like time to like, just clear my head and like spend time with myself at least. And it really took a toll on my self confidence because, I wasn't really like exercising or going to the gym. So obviously I came back like a good 10 pounds heavier. Not even 10, like
Wow.
20 pounds heavier than when I left.
Ooh.
And I'm looking at myself like, nah. Like I'm still like I still look good, don't get me wrong. But I was looking better last year. So
Mm-hmm.
we gotta get back to that. We've been working on it. We've been drinking the water. We've been going to the gym. I got my little sneakers over there. We running the treadmill a little bit, trying to at least
Mm-hmm.
get back to where I was. But it's not as easy. Like I really I really took advantage. Like didn't take advantage of like the in person classes and like me being active and all of that. Till after I looked at myself and I was like, nah, Kezia, that's not right. Like you gotta change yourself, bro. That's
Yeah.
not okay. Over here gaining weight and going to class late and all of that. Like it's not. It just it's not the same.
It's not the same. Yeah. Well, if
Yeah.
one I say one thing that would be like to adjust because
Right.
it's adjustment is like really like such a big factor of life because you can't be like, oh, I am this way. So once it is here and things are in
Right.
Zoom, then no, like you have to like be able to adjust to like incidents like going on around you. And
It's
so
true.
yeah, that is one thing that like COVID has me and also like in the where I'm gonna be working like this it's like a normal thing for them because a nurse or
Right.
as a doctor, like you look at them all of what they have to go through, go to work with all these nags, trying to save people's lives, but they're still doing it. You know,
Yeah.
they're not saying, oh well, because of COVID, I'm too scared to go and I'm not gonna do it. But then
Right.
they're still laying down their lives for like other people so they can be able to like survive. So like
Right.
adjustment and also how to like really work with your time. Wait, the time is like moving. I'm
Hmm.
like, and
I
somebody's
felt that.
sitting like at the back of the time and just the time runs so quickly. I remember we just started this week Monday and like right
It's true.
now it's like and like we are going into week 4
Yeah.
of school already.
That
I'm
was
just like
fast. Nah, I felt that. I felt that.
like
Everything is just.
we have
It's
our
really
first
somebody behind.
exam coming. Yeah. I'm just like,
Nah.
what?
You're
That
right.
was
You're right.
so fast. You need to that's also one thing that taught me like to work around things like quickly because like you really think you have all the time, but You don't
You don't. You don't have time.
don't have
You don't.
time.
It's crazy. Nah.
Okay.
Heavy on adjustment though. Heavy on adjustment because I'm still trying to get used to it. And I'm over here. I feel like I'm used to it, but I'm not. And I just keep looking back and I'm trying not to. I know they'd be like, don't dwell on your past, but like, seriously, freshman year could
Mm-hmm.
have been like my highest grades ever. So I probably wouldn't have to like struggle as much as I'm struggling now, because I
Yeah.
had in person classes. I could have been in those office hours. I could have, I could have done a lot. But
Mm-hmm.
because you think that I never like, nobody really saw this coming. And even if I did, I didn't think that it was gonna last this long because it's been I think it's been like a year now or something like that. It's like what like it's not
Yep.
leaving. So I'm over here thinking that maybe one semester I might be all right, and then it led all the way, and now we're in 2021 and it's still here. That's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel you.
Yeah. And I also say like because the wrong reason why I love like in-person classes, like you were sitting
Hmm.
in front of the like they're like no phones in class. So yeah, you put all your phones away. But with the Zoom
Right.
or the online, they can't really see what you're doing. If you have to just
Easy
listen to a lecture
distraction.
recording, oh my God, the distraction is so high. And they'll be like, oh, I'm just gonna watch this little video just for 1 minute. The
And then
next
you
one
watch
you've
all
been
the videos.
watching for an hour, 3 hours. It's just like
Yee. Nah, I
it's
felt
it's
that. I gotta
yeah.
stop doing that though. It's really bad because I could watch. There's these videos on Instagram from this man called Darman, and like his videos are extremely cringy and corny, but they have like life messages to it. But I could sit there and watch like 100 videos. I'm not even gonna lie. In one
Oh
setting,
my
just
God.
what? Just going out of what? Just going out of what? It's like nah, bro. Like I don't have stuff to do. It's really
Hmm.
bad.
Yeah. As a friend said, with online classes, time
Hmm.
is very important. That's true.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And as Kezia said, online working and home has made my work more easy because now I can conduct like 8 interviews in it compared to like 4 or 5 in physical meetings in the office. Wow. Hmm.
I mean,
Well, I think the online thing it works for some people and for
yeah.
others to
I mean,
doing. Yeah.
nah, cause like
Well, I'm
okay,
glad
for
it's
like
working for you, Antia.
for real, but like for people that have like office jobs and stuff, like wouldn't you enjoy? I mean, besides like having long meetings and stuff, like wouldn't you like enjoy meeting somebody face to face, like for an interview, for
Mm-hmm.
example, more than like looking at a Zoom? Like you can't tell somebody's being genuine on Zoom. They probably not even wearing pants, like they
I
have the
know.
top on. They'll be here with no work pants. Like I feel like you can't really see like somebody as genuine as when they're in person. You know,
Hmm.
that makes sense.
No, Auntie says she's enjoying it and she's go back anytime soon. Oops, no, that's not me. I'm ready.
I mean, as you
I'm
should,
ready
as you
to go
should.
back to normal times. Just
There's no
waiting for
shame in that.
10 billion COVID vaccines for everyone. Just get your vaccines and let's go back to normal times because
Amen.
it's just
It's
hard.
serious. It is.
Yeah, right. So we're gonna wrap up for every student, every worker, that is also struggling
Hmm.
or like, going through stress. Just know that you're not alone. That you're not the only person. Like for everyone is trying to adjust and all of that. So just know that if you need help, go to some counseling. Cause like you really think you can do it all by yourself, but you need to talk to people.
Right.
And it's helpful. Get some friends. Oh yeah. If call my mom or I just call Kezia. I
Right. Right.
just
Right.
send her like emoji and like, what's up? And then we just start talking and
I
I
mean,
feel
it's
better
not
after
something.
that and I just go back to do my my work, my schoolwork. My
Right.
CSO said, Kate, there's someone an interview with suit and sleep pants Unfortunately, her camera fell.
Oh
You see?
no!
Oh, that's
I'm probably trying to lie. I'm wearing a nice top, but I'm wearing pajama pants too.
oh my God, Kezia.
I had to expose myself just let everybody know that it's real out here. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. So y'all know I'm genuinely struggling and I'm not making this up because I'm real life stressed and tired.
Wow. Well, next time, wake up early and dress up.
I was up, I was up, I was I was like, I'm not trying to go anywhere. So it's okay, let me just put a nice top on. You're only gonna see my top half anyways.
Yeah, you're only gonna see your top part. So, what's the point of like I mean, your jeans or
Right, like you're not going anywhere.
yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Any you have questions, you can send it to us before we leave here, guys. And as I said, it puts you in a positive working mode. That's true too. That's true. If you like last semester, I was like, oh my God, why are they letting us wake up early? Like your camera has to be on. Like it has really because now that I have to like wake up early and like be in the clinical setting and like oh I was doing that last not too hard, even though it's a little bit earlier. But like I'm like, oh I was doing this last semester, so it's okay. You have to get up and
Yeah,
dress
it's
up.
not like something you never done before. So,
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Any last advice to students out there, Kezia?
You know the usual. I always say it. Happy yourself. Don't be depressed or sad. Don't dwell on it too much. Cause you know I could talk all about this, but at the end of the day, I'm the happiest person alive. So like, don't put too much. For real, like some people just
Yeah,
add
don't
like
put too much pressure
drag
on
it.
yourself.
Like it's all right. Like it's you're gonna finish at some point. You're gonna at some like everything is gonna pass at some point. When we're all 50 and 60, we're gonna look back at this and laugh like, man, we
And
was really in that
laugh.
pandemic. Like I've seen a lot of memes like that. So like, hey, just happy yourself. You know, buy a new wig if you have to. Get a good job. Like just make yourself happy and don't stress too much because at some point it's all gonna pass. We're all gonna graduate. And you know, better times are coming. So don't be too
Yeah.
negative about it and you know, cause
Hmm.
all this not trying to undermine mental health once again, but don't cause yourself mental stress for no reason when you really have
Hmm.
nothing going on and it's really not that deep. Cause there's other people out here that don't have school at all and they wish they could go to
Yeah.
school, but we who are lucky who go to school, we're over here complaining our lives out like somebody else is not struggling to pay for school. Like, you know?
That's true.
So just, you know, do your thing. Go to
Yeah, thinking
class.
of
Do your
all of
work.
that, like, helps like motivate you to
Right.
like get up and do stuff because
Right.
it's hard, but some people wish to be in your seat. Like some people really wish to,
Yeah.
have classes and just keep
Right.
on with school stuff. But like in some other countries, they don't have all these like financial stability to be able to provide like
Yeah,
Zoom
at
things
all.
for students. So
Right.
it's not easy, but we have to be like thankful and just work around it. And yeah, proper time
Yes,
management
ma'am.
is important.
Mm-hmm.
Try to like debrief. Don't put too much stress on yourself. I've been doing that a lot.
Right.
I just do it a little bit like small thing at a time, one thing at a time. I don't
Right.
put a lot of things on me anymore. Do this in an hour, or I'm just gonna do this, take a break. Just gonna do this and take a break.
Yeah,
That's
take
how
your
it
time.
goes. So
Yes, ma'am.
take your time and you're gonna get
Yeah.
through this. Just the big thing that you should take away is that you're not alone. Okay? You're not alone
Right.
um going through stuff. So thank you so much guys for tuning in. I hope we were able to oops and then as the as was said, that's true, Miranda. In developing countries like Ghana, they don't have the privilege of Zoom. We move and make the best of it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hmm. A lot of
Right.
people were like, whilst we were in school last semester, most of them were like homes. They just started going to school this January. Like most of
Right.
them were homeschooled of last year, and I have been able to like go through one semester. So I'm just like, yeah, it wasn't easy, but at least we have the opportunity. So let's make use of it. Okay.
Right.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Kezia, thank you for being here with me.
Of course.
I had a great time, and
Thank you.
I hope viewers did too. Well, with their questions and feedbacks, I hope they did. Well, if you haven't shared this video yet, please share this video to your friends and family. They can also share with your students, and so that they can also know that they're not the only person going through the pandemic. We are all trying to adjust. Okay.
Right.
All right. Thank you once again, Kezia, for joining me.
Thank you
Roundtable will
too.
be coming off, so please stay on. At 2:30, Roundtable will be here. And thank you all for joining me. FBN Production Team, God bless you. And I will see you all same time next week. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye.